you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today, I have a 4v4 custom match here on the most famous map in all of Supreme Commanderdom. It is SETON'S Clutch, and I want to have a shout out. It is Christmas. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. The team colors in this game are Christmas colors, coincidentally enough, and I did not plan that, so that was a nice little happenstance. But of course, Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. I offer this gift of a 1 hour plus SETON'S game. It is very, very high rated. Average is 2100 plus. So hopefully everybody enjoys it. Of course, with the customary positions with Team 1 in the Northeast and Team 2 in the Southwest. Let's take a look at what these players are named and all of their factions and whatnot. Starting off with the rock position or clip position for Team 1, it is Galummo. He is a Cybern for this match as a 1900. To his west, we have in Batman Gray the Wiki as an Aeon. He is a 2600, the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game. Overall, to his north, his beach teammate here to the north, it is Neutron coming to the south to assist him on the middle causeway position. He is an Aeon as a 1900. And in the regular slot here for Team 1 in lightest red pink, it is Seraphim Noob as a Seraphim. He is a 2100. So for Team 1 side of the map, they are lacking the UEF faction, but they have 2 Aeons to supplement that, 1 Seraphim and 1 Cybern as well. Starting off with Team 2's middle causeway player, and they're going clockwise. We have in Royal Blue, Liu. He is an Aeon for this match as a 2300. And to his south, coming up to assist him, he is also tied for the highest rated player with Foley, the beach player in Rust, as a Seraphim for the highest rated player on Team 2. In the regard I saw here for Team 2, it is Pants. He is an Emerald Green as a 2000 rated player. And in the clip position to the north, it is Swatoslav. He is an Amethyst Purple as a 2000 rated player as a Seraphim. So for Team 2 side of the map, they are lacking the Cybern and the UEF action, but they make up for it with 2 Aeons and 2 Seraphim. So for the entirety of this match, there are no UEF players. Apologies to those loyal to the old Earth Empire. Hopefully you enjoyed the game nonetheless. And we have the first come-on-come action in the middle of the map between the Wiki of Team 1 and you of Team 2. Both of them are Aeons, and both of them going for the Salem Rex. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Neutron grab the other one closest to him. Maybe it looks like it's already been pinged to go for reclaiming operations, but of course Team 2's Foley is coming in to assist as well. And I have stated this in previous SETON'S games. Team 1 has a slight advantage into the reclaim situation, with the secondary player coming in to assist from the beach being a little bit closer to that Salem wreck than Team 2's Foley, as example would be. So again, a little bit of an advantage to Team 1, but again, it's not a huge one. It just makes a little bit of a not super jumpstart in mass income, but just a tiny smidgen more on average. Not necessarily the case every game, but it just is the rough average. Neutron being pushed back by a lot of Team 1 fervor spam. We do see Neutron is falling into about the midpoint in his hit points. So again, nothing too worrisome, but also something to be concerned about at least. The Wiki falling about the same condition as Neutron. Foley and you have now locked off the rest of the middle causeway here. Most of the main reclaim has been grabbed. There's a couple of hundreds dotted on the southern edge of the middle, but nothing too crazy. Foley pushing all of those T1 units back, trying to get some veterancy on board.com. He has fallen to about the 50% mark in hit points as well. So 3 of the 4 players dropped into the yellow, with the Wiki dropping into the red. He will not go down without a fight, but of course he will be knocked out of the fight for a while, dropping about 1,500, 1,000. Ooh, that was close. Like I said, he does make it into the water. Foley to his north, dropping a little bit below 50% of his hit points. But again, he's working on getting that veterancy total nice and high so he can get some more HP on board. And a little bit of regen, of course, on board that commander. But it does look like Wiki is going to shift maybe this way. I think you can get to the water from this position. No, I think it's too much of an angle. He can get it from this angle so he can get safely to his side of the map. Once again, Neutron falls into the red as well, sub 1,500 hit points. So both of the middle causeway players, the actual middle causeway player of the Wiki and then the secondary player in the north of Neutron, pushed out of the middle and actually continuing to be pushed back for Neutron. Neutron's like, okay, please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. You starting the sensor pack upgrade and most likely trying to, again, secure his position and his teams in the middle of the map. Both of the relative normal players to go for the islands. Of course, the cliff players have their islands. There's no sort of nonsense that happened between any of the players here for both teams. So, again, nothing really out of the norm for them. We do see a transport inbound from Glummo moving in to drop at the southern section of the map. Of course, there's a nice little Trimex position here. Already engineers and T1AA defense being built. It won't let be built in time. Interceptors shooting at the transport. Do not drop the transport before it drops its forces. T1PD instantly built to try to prevent the destruction of all engineers, but it does look like the Mantis will get away. Of course, the Sky Slammers from Team 1's Glummo can target ground units and other structures, but their accuracy is not great at all. You can see it's like every other, maybe every third shot actually hit something, maybe. So not great accuracy for Team 1. But we do see a couple of frigates in the middle of Team 2's only naval facility in the southern pond, trying to deny the extra engineers, of course, and just slow expansions for Team 2. And again, it's a trade back and forth that just delays the expansionary efforts but doesn't actually stop it entirely. Bombers coming in to assist as well from Foley's nice little Air Force to his west. We do see one naval facility online for Team 1. I expect to see one over here, customary on that little avenue of whatever you want to call that in the corner of the map. Subs online for Team 2. No subs for Team 1. We'll put them at a disadvantage there. Team 2 has 2 facilities online. Team 1 also has T1, 2 of them. There we go. Lots of T's, lots of 1s, lots of numbers in this game, and sometimes it's a tongue twister for myself. But of course, it's the same production facilities for both teams, but no T2 as of yet. About 10 minutes, so maybe about 13 to 14 we'll see that T2 upgrade at least maybe started. Fully pushed back into the water. Once again, the Wiki now back with a vengeance has sensor package, shield, and range on board, which will give him a boost to the actual range of his vision. And of course, he has a nice little 8,000 additional hit points to help regen the missing hit points he currently still is missing. And we do see his teammate of Neutron is back. He has speed on board and is back up into the yellow, but again, is not going to be pushing in at any time due to, of course, the still lack in hit points. You back up almost to full HP, has T2 on board and a sensor package upgrade. Not as much as the Wiki's range upgrade, of course, but he does have a lot of vision in the middle of the map, so he knows what's going on and not going to be blinded by any sort of nonsensical plays from Team 1. More spam facilities to the southern side of the southern pond. Team 1AA actually coming in to help dealing with these bombers. Almost a chunk of those engineers, or half of them almost taken out. But again, it's a lot of just delaying tactics, trying to keep Team 2 as a beach player in, well, the beach area, not expanding into the vast ocean that is the southern, or southeastern technically, side of the map. Range started on board Neutron's column. He's dropped back into the yellow, but just barely into the yellow. Looks like the Wiki trying to make a charge for a couple of T2PD and some Team D online to protect U's commander, dealing with a couple of missile launchers at one time. We do see the PD is starting to weaken that shield on the Wiki. He's about half of his shield is gone. T2PD focusing him down, trying to force him back. He does have, of course, just the regular range upgrade, not the advanced ones. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for that here shortly. More Team D built as well for you. Probably would benefit from some shield emplacements, at least one, if not the everything, but at least one, if not two, at a bare minimum. We do see, of course, T3 Air online for both teams. I don't know who really got it first. I think, see, he's building his second facility. He's building his third facility, or second PGen, not third facility. So it looks like maybe Team 2's Pans is a little bit ahead, but not terribly much, so no real advantage in air one way or the other. We do see a little bit more pushback here from Team 2's fleet in the south, and a couple of subs online. Love to see those. We don't really see a lot of subs in T1 stage in this map. I don't know why. I mean, subs are really nice to have. We see some subs now outbound from Team 1. It's just one of those things where it's just mainly frigate spam. Yeah, you can't target ground units because the subs are in the water and can't shoot out of the water because they're a sub. But it's just nice to be able to have something that can't be shot at unless Team 1, for example, has torpedo bombers or their own subs, at least at this stage in the game. So it's just kind of a weird thing to not see more of that. So just food for thought. But of course, who am I to question the 1,900 plus rated players in this game? Just, again, food for thought, as is just customary on the channel. My little thoughts, of course, of the game. You going for more entrenched positions. He does have some Asylum shields. Granted, they're not the stationary shields, but he has something, which is obviously better than nothing. Neutron back up into the yellow, has the range upgrade on board. The Wiki still hasn't gone for advanced range or heavy shield. I highly doubt he'll go for heavy shield this early in the game. We do see Team 1 and Team 2's fleets in the northwest spreading out as well, and T2 is online for Swadoslav. We'll see if he'll go into the air department as well to assist his naval forces, but as of right now, he's just sticking with his column for T3 Tech and going for Pigeons to assist, of course, construction of more units. Team 1 has T2 Navy online in the north and in the south, and Team 2 does as well. So everybody has roughly what they should be having. The only thing I haven't seen as of yet is either of the Middle Causeway players getting into Navy. Usually at this point, somebody starts to dip their toes, but both of the Middle Causeway players holding position for now. Neutron's still here, hanging out. It's a possible easy snipe for Team 2. I mean, there is some support nearby, a couple of parashields, or actually asylums, I should say, because there's no parashields in the game, and an actual T2 emplacement shield right here, but looks like there's some power issues for Team 1, actually. But it's just one of those things where it's not a lot of pressure down the middle, so nothing too crazy. But it could be a nice snipe attempt. But like I said, this game is an hour, almost an hour and a half, so there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen between now and then to end the game. We do see a large group of T1 frigates and a nice little T2 destroyer also online for fully. Both of the naval players for Team 2 are the Seraphim players. They have the laser destroyers that can also submerge and become little annoying subs, but of course not as impressive as their Yasows. And that T2 destroyer just gets absolutely bodied. Another one is in that grouping with another one in tow, so they are focusing the more damaging of the forces, but leaving alive a lot of the spam, which, I mean, it's easier to deal with, but it's still annoying. We do see counter destroyers online for Team 1's Glum-O, in the north, bumping out a cruiser as well. I do love to see that, but at least in this instance, probably Barracudas, probably destroyers are going to be a better bet here to force Team 2 to retreat. But we do see a cruiser online on the Seraphim side of things for fully. But again, cruiser missiles are a thing for the UEF, which aren't in this game, and the Seraphim, so they're going to have a slight advantage in that regard. More destroyers being pushed back and forth here for Team 1 and Team 2. We do see a couple of bombers inbound from Neutron coming in after those destroyers, it looks like. It looks like maybe some of them split off for a ship over there, maybe a frigate, I guess. There is some torp defense on board every destroyer, of course, but it can only do so much. ASF's waiting to engage, haven't been given the order to. From Team 2's pants, I think he's really worried about Seraphim Noob's ASFs, which is why he hasn't engaged yet. But, I mean, he could have engaged, taken everything out, and called it a day, but I think he was more worried about that grouping, which I don't blame him. Seeding air control, not a great thing to do in any game, especially SETON'S, but we do see some droppage in the water here for Team 2's Middle Causeway player of U. Getting to T3 is what he's focusing on, going for the either Torrent-class missile ships or those Omens, which both are a good choice. I, of course, love the missile ship, but in any case, at least getting a battleships online to help your teammate out with the more, beefier units while he builds the more support fleet. Definitely a good way to spread that responsibility. We do see, was that a missile redirect? Was that a missile redirect? But he has TMD, so I think that was a missile redirect, I think. Oh, that's right. I forget the Seraphim, not Seraphim, but Cybran cruisers do have, I thought they have tank missile redirection tech. It's just not listed for some reason because there's no loyalists nearby. And the nanite torpedoes, there's a TMD, but that doesn't have redirection tech, or deflection tech, I should say. But yeah, that's definitely a cruiser thing, so definitely something to watch out here if you're facing off against cruisers from the Cybran side of things is those missiles can be redirected, which is weird because they don't list that as an ability. Huh. Anyway, they do that for the Loyalists, though. In the West, the Wiki pushing in against Yu's position. The Wiki has, again, no additional upgrades besides the shield upgrade that's now at 25,000. He is the tank for his forces. There's also a couple of Harbingers underneath shield coverage and a lot of other spam. Omni's going to go down. That's really going to hurt Team 2's ability to see what's going on in the middle. T2PD trying to be spammed up, going after all of the Harbingers. It looks like Yu just standing there needs to get out of range. He will be the first kill of the game if he doesn't start retreating now. And even if he does, I don't think he's going to make it out of range. There is more T2PD being built down here for him to retreat to. But it looks like the Wiki more focused on pushing Team 2 back rather than going for a kill. Again, higher rated players, we see a lot of things where they don't go for the kills initially because it means that somebody else on the other team gets more mass, especially in a SETON'S game. That could be detrimental. You know, like the regular slot player getting double the mass income, and now they can go for a game ender or a nuke or something else earlier than normal. So that is something to watch out for. Destroyer, not Destroyer, sorry. It's fully defeated by Seraphim Noob. I don't really know what happened with that. Looks like he dropped his comm in and the Corsairs got him. Glomo did take some hits, but that is a early departure here in the game, at least earlier than I would expect. And there's now a 4v3 in favor of Team 1. We do see a transport inbound from Swallowsloth coming in to assist. I don't know if he's going to drop in front of those units or not. He has T3 on board that I remember at the current moment, and he has only that, building some T2 PD defense, but it's going to get wiped out almost instantaneously. And that's going to be a kill here for Team 1 again. I don't get the move there, but it's another kill, dropping this game to a 4v2 in favor of Team 1. It's a 2-to-1 advantage now. And now we see it's Yu and Pants versus the world. We do see Neutron has come to assist his teammate of the Wiki. Wiki not really looking good on his shield. But Neutron not looking good as well with that battleship off the coastline. He does miss that shot. He misses that shot, but eventually he's going to get him. The entire base for Yu is knocked out. He has grabbed everything in the ponds, so he has full control of both of the naval fleets for Team 2. And of course, he's going to be stretched a little bit thin, going back and forth constantly. You can't respect that. Again, I have no idea what's going on in chat about what's going on with the nonsense, but that's something's going on. Everybody, of course, can pause the video, rewind. I can't. Wish there was a feature in replays, but it is not. Wiki now just taking shots from 2 battleships, and things have kicked off very quickly here in this game. 23 minutes on the clock here. We have a nice little strap bomber online for Pants. The air fight will occur, and Team 1 will take it. Team 2 not really turning around to go for it will give Team 1 a slight advantage in that regard, and it might just win them the air fight. Strap bombers, I think it was just the one. No, it's over here. It's still online. It dropped to below 50% hit points, but we'll take out a couple more Harbingers, but does get knocked out by some AA. And in the north, Neutron goes down to artillery fire from those Seraphim destroyers and, of course, the Aeon battleships. Now the Wiki's over here. He has no transports, nothing to assist him, and that's going to be a dead comm for Team 1 as well, dropping this game to possibly a 2v2 here very shortly. And still a miss. 1,000 hit points remaining. Shield trying to recharge. He still has a long way to go for that to actually fully regen. Trying to make it to water, but I don't think he'll make it in time. We do see those aircraft helping to possibly clear the way for a transport. Transport's inbound with an SACU. Will drop off the SACU and trade it in for the comm. The comm has stopped moving. The comm might get out of range. Grabs the comm and gets out of there. Nice grab by the Wiki, getting his comm out of danger. 500 hit points on board. Very, very close here. But Team 2 has now kicked Team 1 out of the water. And that is now a northern naval victory for Team 1. Sorry, for Team 2 for Yu. And of course, he's trying to emulate that in the north. In the south. Directions are hard. And that is a Torp bomber Air Force squadron or so inbound for that T3 naval headquarters. Actually, no, they're going to go after the aircraft carrier. Scratch that. Never mind, lots of flak coming off of those cruisers. That is a dead aircraft carrier, but there's still 4 battleships online. I feel like that would have been maybe a better target. Just knock out the battleships. But another group inbound from Nuke, once again going after those battleships. And there's a lot of Salem destroyers in the water. Team 2 probably will lose the southern pond just due to all of these torpedoes spamming outbound from Seraphim Noob. The Wiki pretty much glad that he's out of danger for a little bit, but there's still some Seraphim cruisers shooting at him with missiles. Probably should have went into the rearguard air slot at this point. He just put his comm there and called it a day. But maybe he's acting as a nice little distraction for those missiles. That could be what he's thinking. Couple of ACU combatant advanced, shield combatant presets with their bulky nonsense commanders moving in to deal with these destroyers and cruisers off the shoreline. Again, the battleships now being cornered between the fleet of Glummo and the forces on land for the Wiki. T3 air expansionary efforts here by Pants, trying to get that air back online. Team 1 has air control, most likely dominance at this point. Not supremacy yet, but definitely dominance. And, of course, just all-out victory. Team 1 has lost a decent chunk of the main base belonging to what was Neutron's position. And now, of course, the fleet from you making sure that nothing gets to re-expand into that area. Looks like it's just more cruisers and destroyers from Team 2's U in the north. But again, that's to be expected. He's already claimed the water, so there's been no point in pumping out a lot of mass into battleships. Granted, he could go for just 1 or 2 just to have, but he's going to be focused on the cruisers for that missile spam and the AA coverage. It's dual purpose, those cruisers. We do see that fleet from Glummo coming in to just keep Team 2 at bay and just strangle them with a nice little blockade. There's a couple of engineers running around and some Corsairs having some fun with some spy planes from Team 2's Pants, just because why not? They might as well shoot at something. I'm going to shoot at the spy planes. Battleship's going to try to hold the line, but there's not really many ships left. There's still a ton of bombers. At least there were at some point. There's a lot of triangles, and it's kind of hard to see if they're actually still there, which it looks like they're not. But there are some Barracudas coming online here shortly for Glummo. There's actually a couple of groups of them. So they're probably going to make way to the facility, which they're already here. Never mind. So there's a lot of groups in that T2 sub-killer. Not sub-hunter, but sub-killer, apparently. As you see more and more Seraphim forces still coming online here for Team 2's U. He's still keeping things at least somewhat at bay, but the Aeon facility will go down. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. We already see some shield preset commanders or SACU varieties moving in from the Wiki to probably scoop up mass or assist with reclaim or both, or just actually reclaim the facilities in general. That could actually be a tactic, which is very annoying to deal with because those things are pretty bulky. 35,000 total hit points on board those units. Advanced range has been started on the Wiki's comm. T3 air expansionary efforts now in the secondary air position, which is customary here for the air player just to get his grid nice and expanded upon. Same thing going down here for Pants. Nothing big ticket item here for Team 2 or Team 1 as of yet that I have noticed. No nukes, no game enders, no massive amounts of T3 artillery. Massive amounts of TMD here for the Wiki, though, but that's, of course, to be expected with the Seraphim punishment from you. We do see most of the destroyers have been dealt with. They've been destroyed. T2 destroyers trying to counteract the T2 subs from Team 1. We see some Team 1 torp launchers also being deployed. And it's just not really looking super good. A couple of SACUs do make it behind the firing line, going after all of the engineers, actually, coincidentally enough. But they're probably going to stick their heads out of water because they're just being shot at by torpedoes. But like I said, they're going after the T2 naval headquarters. And there it goes, Team 2 locked out of T2 Tech. That's going to be very annoying for Team 2U to deal with. Man, that's just, it doesn't go, the way of the dodo, doesn't blow up, nothing like that. Just essentially said, no, you can't have naval units, you can't have nice things. And has to just deal with that for the time being. Not a lot of torpedoes left that are being thrown in their direction. But there is still more torpedo-capable ships inbound from Team 1, and they'll claim the southern pond probably a couple of minutes, if not shorter than that. Looks like some of those cruisers have shifted northward. There's so much shields and TMD and whatnot, and most likely artillery coming online here shortly for the wiki, that it's not really worth the investment. There is some T1 hover spam inbound shortly, and blazes as well, T1 and T2, to try to deal with those cruisers. But of course, they are shifting northward to start to take out a lot of the exterior things for Seraphim Noob in the north. Barracuda is now trying to be ground fired by the remaining battleships from the Omen class variety for that Aeon facility. Team 2 isn't locked out of Aeon Tech as of yet, because U is Aeon and Pants is Aeon. So that is one thing to be worried about, though. They could be locked out of Seraphim Tech, but there's still a lot of facilities running around, so they're not going to be locked out of it just yet. We do see some not the fighter bombers over top going after T2 mechs, is just slowly eating away at Team 2's eco, and we even see some T1 land facilities being spammed up by T3 SACUs running around, with TMDs and T3 AA and TOW just being nasty little buggers here for Team 2 to deal with. And with, of course, almost half of the players gone even before 30 minutes, that APM, that subcom brain, is slowly steading in. These players have developed a tolerance, but not an all-right immunity to, of course, the subcom nuisance that does, subcom brain nuisance that does exist in every game. Doesn't matter if you're, I think, a 2600, a 100, a negative 200, what, 1000. What doesn't matter what your rating is, you will experience it at some point. Unless the game is like 5 minutes, then you probably won't experience it. But anyway, T3 mobile artillery being deployed by the wiki. Usually it's T2 stationary artillery, but I guess in this sense, because it's mobile, it can actually dodge, air quotes, shots. Granted, the AoE on some artilleries from the naval ships is not really viable for dodging. It's more of, you're going to get hit, is it going to be a lot of damage or a little bit of damage? T2 facility somehow either still online or has been built, or both. Still trying to survive, but there's so much firepower from Team 1. There's even more SACUs inbound, but it just does not look good. The land invasion has occurred a lot sooner than I would expect in this game, and it's still owned by Team 2. Team 1's trying to establish a foothold. They're now going for the southeastern corner of Team 2's landmass. And they'll probably get it at this point. There's 3 SACUs. They have some facilities starting to pump out some Team 1 bombers and engineers to scoop up mats and, of course, establish a better foothold. But there's more SACUs in the water, and I would not be surprised if they're going to try to reclaim that facility once again. T3 is online, but is not producing naval units, producing engineers with some Salems to the north. I think there's no more Aeon destroyers for Team 2 in the southern pond, just the Seraphim variety, but of course that is more than enough to deal with that group of Salem destroyers. For now, T3 Navy is online and battleships are moving in. Looks like that actually is the first one off the assembly line for Team 1's Galomo. Both him and Seraphim Nuke hanging out in the same pond. Definitely would not recommend that just in case a nuke came in, but again, that is a use case kind of thing. It's a, if the nuke is launched, probably should move in different directions. But just a food for thought again. Looks like the wiki's still holding on, but there's now artillery coming in, which cannot be blocked by TMD, and Pigeons going down. Not good day. Not good day for Pigeons. We do see a couple of SACUs, of course, on the shoreline, on the little cliffside, taking out a couple of those destroyers. Destroyers trying to deal with them, but again, 35,000 hit points is a chunk of hit points to take out for anything, regardless if it's a 49,000 Hathum T3 battleship, if it's a experimental, whatever the case may be. It's still a pain to deal with, and there's a lot of them running around. We do see not as much effort to go for a land invasion yet for you. Looks like he's really just trying to hold the Southern Navy. So he's again a little bit distracted in that vein. His comm is sitting into the water next to his T3, or kind of next to his T3 Seraphim facility. So he still has T3 Seraphim tech, which he's, of course, building right here, which is probably smart because that means his quarters is perfectly fine in the corner of the map. Nothing too worrisome to worry about. Probably should have done that with an Aeon facility just to make sure that he kept it over here, but I don't think he's going to keep, again, the Navy long term. It's more of a delaying tactic and a minimum. And still, Team 1's Middle Causeway player of the week. He's still playing land, going for those TAC missile launchers. I don't know how much of a range of those. Okay, well, nothing too critical. They could go after some P-gens, but nothing too critical for Pants. It's just going to be focused on U's remaining naval facilities in the south. Couple of barracks on board, some transports waiting to be given the order to move in on the land side of things. And it looks like the Wiki is slowly losing his main base and where he's producing those T3 SACUs, which he looks like he's lost his quantum gate network, at least his little node there. And I wouldn't be surprised to see more built somewhere else. But missiles inbound, I think the battleships do have TMD. They're not the Volcano, so they can't grab multiple missiles at the same time, but they can fire at least a few of them. Tech missiles. Oh, kills off one of those battleships. Looks like it was being reclaimed at the same time. But it was a nice little AoE because it was striking essentially the same location on multiple ships, just as they were stacked up on top of one another. But it looks like the ships have gone to be a little bit wiser in the pond. I've decided to move and spread out just a tiny bit. But to the tenacity of Team 2, U is still kicking here. Granted, he has a little bit of an annoyance down here, but he's still alive. He still has a facility here. He's not leaving, at least not without being kicked out forcibly by Team 1. Anytime not the fighter bombers are inbound, I'm assuming they're targeting the T3 facility. There's a couple of Asylum shields running around, a lot of flak running around. That is the target of the bombers. But it looks like they might be taking out more engineers than anything else. And they take out actually a huge chunk of them. And a huge amount of ASFs come in and go, okay, no, go away. Don't air fight, stay back, says you. That's probably a good idea. Team 1 sitting at 500 ASFs. Team 2's Pants sitting at that is 1,000 ASFs. Will we break the cast record, I guess, at 1,500 plus ASFs? And we're only 500 away, 250 for each team. And there's, of course, just constant construction going on, constant manufacturing going on. I think it might happen. So that'll be another Christmas present to add, is even more ASFs in this game than has ever been seen on at least the cast. I wouldn't say in FAFdom. At a minimum, I wouldn't be surprised to see games with 2,000, 3,000 ASFs. I really wouldn't. Granted, imagine the days of 3,000 ASFs with all the lag that used to happen when you would move them. Nobody would move their ASFs. Oh, but another battleship taken out by missiles. Wiki is just hammering Team 2's bombardment units. It's like Team 2 set up a blockade and Team 1 is doing the blockading. At this point, like, no, you're not going anywhere. Move. Go away. This is my spot. Missiles outbound for probably this battleship. This one's severely weakened. And they're going to get it. Oh, no. Looks like it went a little bit to the east. Never mind. Dump mass again, says Foley. Foley's still in the game, surprisingly enough. He did not leave, so making comments while he's observing what's going on with the rest of the game. SMD's being built over here. SACU is blown up. Transports with bricks are inbound from Glummo, dropping forces off to reinforce the SACUs down here. And I would not be surprised to see a lot more emphasis on land down here, but with a decent amount of TAC missiles plus AA plus shields plus the everything else. Very not good for Team 2 at any rate. Team 1 does not have to deal with that as of yet. And more tech missiles inbound. Looks like he's rebuilt his quantum gateway network. A nice little node there. And I think he's now shooed Team 2 away, at least for the time being. Any big ticket items here for Team 1? No. Just air grid. And just transporting bricks across the map here from Glummo. He's turned this naval game in the south to a more land game in the southwest. That's going to be his reinforcement point right here. Just drop those things up. I don't know why he's just going to not go south and then west. He's just going straight southwest, which again cuts down on travel time, not going the edge of the map. But I feel like going into the middle of the lion's den with all the nonsense, not the best idea. We do see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 battleships online. Torpedoes, of course, onboard bricks would be very useful, just helping out dealing with the naval fleet remaining for Team 2. But it looks like they're transitioning more from actual naval units to hover tech units, which means torpedoes not effective at all. Granted, there's a lot less hit points that it contend with actual artillery. But bricks are being held in reserve. Oh, no. No. Okay, never mind. Looks like there's more bricks being dropped off to the north. Transport with a bunch of engineers going back to base, I guess. I don't know where they're going with it. But a lot of engineers actually taken out on that transport. There's only a couple of them remaining from that one. We do see engineers have now landed, deploying T2 engineers. I don't know why, but just spamming them up for now. Looks like it's going to be hover tech spam, most likely from the Blaze variety. ASFs also being built by the Wiki. Team 1, Seraphim Noob. It has to be at least at 600 at this point. Yeah, that is 600. I was going to say 800, but that is not an 8. That is a 6. I almost got ahead of myself there. Team 2 must be close to that as well. 640, 1200, 1250 ASFs online for both of our air players and, of course, the secondary air player of the Wiki. Gunships being deployed to deal with all this SACU nonsense spam. They're producing some T3AA SAM launchers. Of course, I think it'd be better to just produce flak because it'd be okay. Then he just does it anyway. So just forget what I just said. Or actually, don't forget what I just said because I just said what they should do anyway. Then they just did it. ASFs on Team 2 side of the map, and they're not even engaging. What is going on? There's a little bit of AA underneath, but nothing too crazy. T1 bomber stacking up, going after the bricks over here. Looks like the gunships are going to be the possible distracting element. Pants is not engaging. There's more and more ASFs all the time. We might have to slow it down because I look somewhere else and something's going to happen and it's going to kick off. Nothing super crazy. T1 bomber is trying to cancel out the land incursion, and SACU is canceling the bombardment once again, or blockade. And it's in Team 2's base of the ASF variety. Team 1's ASFs are behind Team 2's ASFs from Pants, and he's still not engaging. I think he's just concerned, but it's going to happen one way or the other. Team 2 will engage with Team 1's ASFs, and there it is. We will not get to 1,500 plus, and there go the numbers, dropping below 600, dropping below 500 with 158 bingo on field. This is an advantage Team 2 could take advantage of. Of course, they can't really know that entirely, but they're just moving very slowly. And it's just a bloodbath in the air. There's a tiny bit of AA, but on land, Team 1 is winning. They've grabbed a huge chunk of where U's position would be. Essentially, main base is under attack from those bricks in that corner position. Actually, now under counterattack by U's naval forces. Oh, it looks like Team 1 got possibly a better end of the deal. There is some AA being spammed up, T2 artillery being spammed up, but it's not great for Team 2's ASF count. I think Seraphim Noob's still at 150, and Pants is probably at least below 100 at this point. Yeah, 66. Yeah, not great. A lot of dead ASFs. But, of course, that does mean one thing, a heck ton of reclaim. Currently on the map, there is 335,000 mass in reclaim. And on Team 2 side of the map, there is 269 thousand mass. So a huge portion of that reclaim on Team 2 side. And Team 2 is still dealing with landing. I mean, they've been dealing with land incursions for a while, but it's still occurring. 41 minutes, definitely roughly about the halfway midpoint for this game. Team 1 at 3 players left, losing Neutron only. Team 2 lost Foley and then Swadoslav. And it is a 3v2 in favor of Team 1. Team 1 at 1.3k mass income. Team 2, bar the land invasion still occurring for Team 1, 1.4k. So again, roughly staying lock and step with one another, but this is definitely an interesting game for SETON'S. 2 players transported their comms in and got annihilated. That'd be Swadoslav and Foley. Foley was over here, Swadoslav was over there. And then Neutron tried to hide, but got taken out by destroyers anyways. We do see the ASFs, again, still on Team 2 side of the map. And a chicken is inbound. That's a good way to counter a land invasion from the SACU variety. And they are fleeing. I don't blame them, but that very front line Omni position, nice little radar system. I love that it's very, very far forward, but it's not going to last much longer, and it's already gone. Team 1 has now essentially evicted Team 2 from the Navy, and it will transition into the full-blown land incursion as this game, of course, continues to just go down. Nuke battleship, says Seraphim. Nuke battleship? What battleship? Yeah, I was he's like, what are you talking about? He's saying he's building them? He's loading them? I don't, like, that doesn't. Yeah, good call. It's like, what is he talking about? In the east, again, just more and more bricks, Tons of SMDs either makes me think Team 2 is building a YOLO or Team 1 wants to protect against nukes entirely. I don't see a YOLO anywhere unless not that I have. That's a chicken. That is not a YOLO. No. So no YOLO as of yet. I mean, you don't need that much SMD. You need minimum 2, one as a backup, and maybe a tertiary one somewhere else. Not 5 right here, especially next to P-Gens. Would not recommend that at all. It's nice for, you know, passively loading SMDs because it cuts down on the power cost, but still. Land incursions have occurred here for Team 2 in the north. And there, oh, no, oh, there are no missile ships. Sad. I thought those were missile ships for a second. Missile ships would actually probably be very nice and probably would have taken out this position. Ooh, Mercies. Oh, we gotta love it. We see some Mercies. Been ages since I've seen those units. Granted, they're not as good as, of course, what they used to be, but that is just kind of how the things roll. When they used to be called Mercy Snipes, and I think it was 3 or 4 of them could take out a comm very easily. Yeah, it's probably a good thing that they were nerfed. I wish they would just change so it's not an AoE. It was still like you could still snipe with them. You just need a lot more of them. I feel like that would have been a better change, but that's my opinion on that regard. T3 Mex is taken out from the core mass of Foley's position. Is that Foley? Yeah, it's Foley's position because U was in the middle. Team 1 still locking Team 2 out of air, at least for the most part. Not the fighter bombers are inbound for something, but there's, again, no big ticket items here. There is more AA been built in the interim, and those ASFs are still going to go for those not the fighter bombers. Maybe the just power facilities here for Team 2's U, but again, there's no big ticket item being produced here, so I don't really know why the huge focus on it, but they might get a null mass fab here. Nope. Oh, I think they needed one more. Was it one more bomber? Yeah, one more bomber would have done it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 battleships in the pond. Nuke is outbound from Team 2's battleship Nuke. Okay, maybe he has somebody to be concerned about. Destroyer, says Swadoslav. No, says the wiki, but it's not. Is it going for him? It's going for him. He doesn't have an SMD, for shame. No SMD, 45 minutes. When there's oodles of them. Oh, that's what the SMDs are for. But there's oodles of them over there to the east. And it's going to blow up that base. It's going to cause a huge hole. But unfortunately for Team 2, they're not really in a position to really capitalize on it. Kaboom! Taking out the entirety of that base. All the defenses. All of the everything. He's killed off 10,000 mass on that comm. And the counter hover spam is online to force Team 2 back. They're not going to take Navy back, Team 1 in the north. But at least they will just push it back for a little bit. That battleship's taken out. 67,000 mass. I don't think all of that would be the nuke, but I'd say a huge portion of it. I'd say probably, 50,000 mass roughly, because it was a lot of stuff here clumped to. Lots of TMD, lots of shields, lots of pigeons, lots of everything. And T3 mexes. Another nuke outbound from another battleship going to launch. I'm assuming at this position, but there is an SMD. It is loaded. There's really nothing else in range. He's going to... Oh, it's going to be edged. Oh, there's not a backup SMD in the... Oh, no. It's not going to take out the whole air grid, but it's going to hurt. Ooh, not great for Team 1's air player at all. There it goes. Boom! Takes out a chunk of that air grid. The T3 air headquarters is fine, coincidentally enough, but the Mex is going down, the mass fab's going down, a chunk of the air grid going down. Not great. The weekend going question mark, no SMD question mark. I think that's what he tried to say, but he said SXDF question mark question mark. Bombardment still preventing chickens from moving in, which again, with that many battleships, that's going to kill a chicken quite easily on its way in. Team 2 has pretty much vacated Team 1. They're now starting the initial land invasion, but not as bad as it could have been if Team 1 still had a contingency base down here in the south. Nuke still holding the middle of the map, has those Mercies still hanging out. Don't know what they're going to be used for, but hopefully they're used for something. We do see Colombo has gone for the Scathis, the weakest, in my opinion, of the 4 game enders. Granted, in a position where there's really not a lot of shielding, great use. Yeah, this would be a good target as well. This, not as much, but definitely pants his air grid and secondary air grid for sure. I don't think he even, Team 2 has any idea what's going on. They see all the SMDs, but nothing else. Is there a stealth field generator nearby? No, there's not. I feel like that'd be one nice thing to have. It just helps with radar and whatnot. It doesn't really prevent any vision, of course. It's just, hey, you can't see us on radar. That's really about it. Which I don't even think Team 2... They have an Omni, but it's out of range. Yeah, it's out of range of that position. You pointing out that there's an SACU teleported in with shield and nano on board. 49,000 hit points on board. And now going for an... It looks like it's going for another teleport to this position, going after some weaker and unshielded T3P gens. Trying to knock out use power, at least. Which, of course, you knock out the power, you knock out mass income. At least a portion of it, so it does make a difference. Nuke being loaded once again. 59,000 killed with that one. These 2 nukes have done a very good job for Team 2. But I think there is death in the future for those battleships. And battleships here from Team 2's U going after the comm, or at least taking a little bit of some nice AoE shots at them. SACU is taken up by this chicken. The chicken could engage. And the comm's right here. We could see another departure here from Team 1 if the chicken moves to intercept. Swaddleslav says sad. Maybe don't stand there, says. Yeah, Wiki's like, nah, I'm not going to go that way. And now the chicken engages like, ooh, there's a thing down there. I want to go up there now. How is that Scathis doing? It should almost be done. It's in the green. 49 minutes on the clock here. And that is going to be the first game ender built of the match. Gotta love to see it. Of course, it's built in a little bit less of a conventional spot. I mean, it's a little bit protected by, of course, the mountain to its west. If I can actually get a clear image of that. There's actually bricks up there because why not? Just have some brick support on the top of or near the top of the mountain. I hear shooting going off. Bricks targeting something. Looks like a biplane has landed nearby, but they can't really shoot upward. That's a lot of shots inbound. Sorry from Nuke builds an experimental, most likely a chicken or an Awasa bomber. I would assume the bomber, but no, it's the chicken. Look at that. Glomo finishes his Scathis, and the Wiki is protected against that ion storm from Team 2's chicken. Scathis shots should be in. Yep, there they go, and guess where they're going? And Swaddleslav says, oh no. Yep, Team 2 can see it. There's spy planes over top, and that is bad news bears for Team 2's air player of Pants. He needs to get shields on immediately, but he doesn't have anybody primed to do that. And I sense a lot of not good things here for him. Here come the initial shots raiding in. Not good. Oh, takes out a chunk and takes out essentially the entire air grid in one volley. Ooh, 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 ooh. His SMD is fine, by the way, but everything else is pretty much gone. Another volley is inbound. If the first volley didn't kill it, the second volley was going to do it. And not oh, and his SMD goes down anyways. Nuke is outbound once again from another battleship. Nuke is actually an SACU hanging out nearby. Are they going to edge Nuke it out again? No, they're going south. What are they going south for? I don't know what that Nuke... Oh, they're going for these, I guess. They're like, split, scatter, scatter, scatter. Are they going to get away in time? Some of them are. Some of them did not. Kaboom! Takes out a decent chunk of them. I'd say about half. And a lot of them are severely wounded. So a couple more shots from artillery will take them out. They were spread out a little bit, but yeah, it's just kind of how it goes. Guillermo says, I have to leave 30 minutes ago. Get base, then don't ruin the fun. I mean, I'd accept something from my team after all this time. Oh, talking about the Scathis says you're ruining the game. It's not ruining the game. It's called use of resources. It's available to Team 1 and to Team 2. And that Scathis reigning in on that position. It's a little bit more spread out, so it's not great, but also not bad, but needs more shield coverage. First of all, he pretty much wiped all of that out. Air grid is knocked out. Team 1 has air dominance, if not supremacy at this point. They actually still have an air grid. Team 2 still has something of an air grid, but not to the degree that Team 1 has. Battleships being knocked out by huge hordes of Team 1 and T2 bombers. We do see a Colossus still alive somehow, but not going to survive much longer to the new chicken coming online for Seraphim Noob. 210,000 mass already killed with that Scathis. One of the most effective Scathis I have ever seen. And that's going to be another good grab. Look at all the mass fabs. Look at all the P-gens. Look at the not good things happening for Team 2. Glomo says, can I get base? You says, yes. I do love the asking of the permission, saying, hey, I got to go. Team 1 bombers inbound, though. Ooh, sure, just don't control K base, says Swadoslav. And it looks like some of the bombers do break the shielding at least a little bit. I think Glomo's waiting for the attack to be done with. And the Scathis did take a hit, to be fair. So that is a thing. And it looks like the wiki has been spotted. Bomber over top will get shot down almost immediately. I think it's going to go for that air grid. It's not going to get there. ASF's got in behind it and just wrecked it to pieces. Oof. That's should have gone the northeast way. Right down the middle is probably not a good idea. I'm not saying the wiki has been knocked out for a while now, but he's losing steam a lot. All of his SACUs. I mean, they're being regated in, but it's not really looking good. Team 1 in terms of reclaim sitting at 577,000. Sorry, that's Team 2. Team 1 at almost 500. Team 2 almost at 600. And the mass totals have now flipped Team 1 in the lead, but just barely. 1.2 versus 1.1 can, of course. That and the everything else is not helping Team 2's numbers at all. Pants need some coffee, but still. So they're talking about how the game is just continuing to go on. 54 minutes. There's still a half an hour left. The wiki is still alive. And he's not giving up without a fight, quite literally and figuratively. I'm assuming it's over an hour at this point. I think the replay said the total gameplay, because they have the replay length, which is an hour and 24 minutes, and then they have the possible game length. I don't know if it's exact, but it says an hour and 47, so there's two different numbers. So I don't really know what the actual larger number is. Maybe that's how long it took the players to actually complete the game or the game to finish. But yeah. It's surprisingly enough, it's still at 0 speed. It has not dropped yet. It would have been a good game had it not been for the Scathis. I mean, again, it's a thing that exists in the game, and it's not like you had a gentleman's agreement beforehand, and then how do you define good game? Yeah, exactly. How do you define it? Well, that is subjective, isn't it? That's the whole point. Looks like the Awasa bomber making a possible attempt at Wiki's comm. And Glomo still hasn't given his base over. He's still just hanging out. Another SACU going down. The base here for you is not looking good. And he is, I guess, moving northward. A couple of Mexes were taken out at some point. Never rebuilt those, but they were taken out at some point. I don't know why fully suicided either. Yeah, I don't know why he just ran in and died. That doesn't really make sense to me. No idea. I didn't see anything in chat about him doing that or why he was doing it. Omni built on the front line. Love to see that though. But I thought that was Team 2's artillery. I'm like, wait, why are they firing at those SA? Oh, that's because that's the ones from the Cybrans. Another volley inbound. U is just receiving punishment after punishment this game. Knocked out of Southern Navy. His base over here to the west is being taken out. His base down the middle has been wiped out. He's trying to rebuild, but just not going well. Looks like the base finally shifted over here to Glummo. Or from Glummo to Seraphim Noob, BP, and XP. Ooh. Ooh. He officially has to go now. So this is not a kill in the game. Glummo has to go. I don't know if he's going to stay in the game or actually just control K, but he's gifted the base over at a minimum. So he's essentially been knocked out of the game, and he's actually said that he has to go. So if Seraphim Noob dives, everything transfers over to Glummo. Actually, the Wiki. And then if the Wiki died, Glummo. He's still in the game. He hasn't control K as of yet. Stuff for Team 2, but I wouldn't imagine that would stand up against artillery bombardment for the it's not cyber in that class. Scathis mobile rapid fire artillery installation. Not even an installation, it's a unit because it moves. Again, this game still goes on for another 20 plus minutes. I'm going to speed it up to +2 right now because really nothing's really happening. I mean, stuff is happening, but it's not super exciting. Team 2 in the north trying to get reestablished on land, but just being denied. And there goes Glummo. He goes to the corner. Get out of the way of the everything. He is officially departed out of the match. It is an official 2v2 game here with Seraphim Noob and the Wiki for Team 1 approaching the 1 hour mark. And Pants and you doing the same for Team 2. And again, hopefully everybody is enjoying their Christmas. The recording is approaching an hour as well. I would expect that it's probably over an hour 15, maybe hour 20 by the time this video is done. Just given the replay length and whatnot. It's been a while since I casted the game this long, and I thought, well, it's Christmas. I thought it'd be a nice little gift to cast another SETON'S game after casting a dual gap match a couple of days ago. And I do have a surprise for the New Year's. It's been a while since I've casted a game like that, and it's definitely different from the normal types of games that I cast like that. So look out for New Year's Day, a week from today, as of recording. Actually, not as of recording, as of releasing this video, and you're going to be in for a treat. Definitely a different experience, to say the least. It's not my gameplay, so it's not that. So if you're thinking it's that, it's not that. But it's just I haven't casted a match like that type of match in a while, and it's different in how I normally cast it. I should say how many players I normally cast in that game is probably the key in that phrasing there. Crabs are invading, and chickens as well. Chicken is down for Team 2. Team 2 has relatively nothing besides one chicken for defense. And again, still this game progresses to almost an hour and a half, so there's still a lot going on. Nobody is quitting by any means. Looks like aircraft carriers possibly here for Team 2's U. Yep, they're deploying ASF, so that's how they're producing all those ASFs in the corner of the map. Why have land when you have ship that can produce aircraft? You just need power for it, need SACUs. And here comes those 3 crabs and 2 chickens. And a partridge in the pear tree. Hey, that actually works today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SMDs. The 6th one over there. Second scath this question about? No, just more pigeons. And more explosions. Here comes the wave. The Wiki is finally defeated by you after a very long bombardment. Looks like the chicken finally did him in. Team 1's Seraphim Noob chicken coming in to assist. That chicken will go down for Team 2, but that chicken will probably go down for Team 1. We'll get a ranked veterancy to stave off death a little bit longer, but the Wiki goes down. It is now Seraphim Noob at the 1 hour mark versus everyone else on Team 2. And I would probably watch out for friendly fire on your own units from artillery strikes. Probably should watch out for that, but it is just going to be a just running over of Team 2's remaining everything on land. Looks like Pants is fleeing northward, but the chickens are fleeing northwestwardly, so yeah, that's a lot of PD in this base, and that chicken just gets almost insta-deleted. And this chicken is turning around, doesn't want to be insta-deleted with his compatriot, but the Ion Storm will activate, kill off a decent amount of this PD, so it's nothing too worrisome. We have SACU spam down the middle, now westward, and Crabs moving now northwestwardly. They're just ignoring Pants' base. Please tell me you're going for a big-ticket item in this base to help recover. No, you're not. Just more SACU spam, which could be big-ticket, but it's not super big-ticket. I was thinking Paragon or YOLO. Maybe not YOLO. Paragon. All the SMDs are already there, so yeah. Looks like Team 1's just having to deal with now a water-based Team 2. because the everything else for Team 2 is in the water. So it's going to be a long little cleansing of the water, making it all purified and whatnot in Team 1's view. That's probably why this match lasts another 22 minutes. It's because of the everything else happening up here to the northwest. PD are trying to hold, but good luck with 3 crabs. There is an SACU. There is a Awasa bomber overhead, which is not going to help things for Team 2's, or actually Team 1's advancing forces, but still. I think at this point the Awasa is limited by not taking out friendly structures at this point. Another chicken is inbound. T1 lab spam is inbound from the pants department. He's going to get on a transport. Will he get shot down at some point? Maybe, maybe not. Looks like Mex is being targeted by the Scathus on the island for the main landmass. Team 2 still controls, at least the portion of landmass they still control. And that grouping of SACUs might not actually survive. There is still PD being built all the time. Awasa bomber over top trying to kill at least one of the crabs off. How much damage does he do to nearby structures? Actually not too bad, and the crab will go down. There's still a couple of SACUs. There's one crab here. There's one crab there. Transport with pants as calm is inbound to the north. He's going to probably drop off in the corner of the map and just kind of hang out. Scath is still running in on the island. Chicken taking out the spam facilities here in the west for pants. And the flare spam is real. It's slowly eating away at the chicken self. 5-star veterancy. That chicken, I don't know how long it can last underneath that amount of firepower. But chicken is down for Seraphim Noob as well. But it's in the middle of this base, which is not good news for Team 2. And essentially, Team 1 owns the entire eastern side of the map, roughly. Almost the entire southern side of the map. It's just a matter of just kicking out the local residents at that point. Missile. Oh, I thought there was a missile ship. No, it is not. Again, Team 2 did not deploy missile ships. What? Why? Ground fire with Scathus, says the wiki. Oh, that would be brutal going after those group of ASFs. Ooh, please tell me you do that. That would be very entertaining. It's a small circle. Ooh, that would not be great for Team 2's air power at all. And that chicken is... Oh, all the chickens are gone. The crab is still online. This chicken is fleeing. Look at this. He's fleeing the flares. Chicken's like, stop following me. Stop pestering me. Go away. Ooh, deals with most of them with those couple of AoE weapons. Another nuke is happening. This time it's from Team 1. They have a YOLO, ladies and gentlemen. Second game ender is online. And I think at that point, anybody would be like, yep, that's, I'm done. I would not blame anybody for leaving the game at this point. 2 of the 4 game enders are in play. They're on one team's side of the map. Well, not even that. They're under the control of one player. I do like the fact that the SMDs are not protecting the YOLO. They're protecting the Scathus. Second Scathus coming online here for Seraphim Noob. YOLO is just going to wipe everything out on the land side of things. Navy is going to be a little bit more annoying to deal with. And ground firing did actually occur. Oof. Brutal. Brutal. Another YOLO is inbound. Kaboom. There goes all of that. Where is it going? Oh, please tell me it's going for the packed amount of ships just sitting in the water over here. Okay, don't. Oh, it is. Ooh, that's not great. And the SACUs are just, okay, we gotta go now. See ya, bye. Ooh, there goes used fleet. Not good things for Team 2 at this point. Team 1 spam facilities along the shoreline. Team 1 spam facilities on land still. Team 2 essentially knocked out of the entire main landmass. They have pockets of resistance at this point. Another nuke is outbound. And it might just be nuking the everything until the game is over for Seraphim Noob. Team 1, 1.3k. Team 2, 1.1k. That's what the SACUs are coming into play to just keep their eco somewhat alive. It's just not going good. Kaboom takes out that grouping of structures there. Artillery coming in to assist. Second Scathus, of course, is almost in the green. And now we have Seraphim Noob getting Nano on board his comm, getting some T3 AA and T3 torp launching ambushing stations, those nice little harms. to assist with defensive measures. Comm of U's over here. The comm of Pants is over there. Plus 10. Lucky you and Pants doesn't waste our time. Do you have somewhere to be, says you. He's like, do you have somewhere to be? Because I'm going to be here. Chicken's still being chased by flares. Somehow this facility is still pumping out flares. And kaboom, takes out a chunk of the naval fleet in the bay there. I was going to say that battleship is somehow still alive, but it is not. And we have a bomber running around here for Team 2's use. Still alive and kicking. Nano repair done. Very quick nano repair at that. I mean, granted, he does have some engineer support. So there is that. And the northwestern sector of the map looking very sparse of the everything for Team 2. Still pumping out more and more and more and more aircraft carriers for Team 2's U. And okay, this is very weird because we have T1 spam flares versus T1 spam engineers. This would have been funny if these were Sparkies, to be fair. But it's just spam, what is it, Mantis and engineers versus the flares. This is a weird settings game at this point. 1 hour, almost 10 minutes on the clock. Here comes the nuke. Tries to go after the chicken. I think it missed and took out some of his own structures in the process. T1 spam inbound from land. See, now it would be a huge comeback if Team 2 took out Seraphim Noob's comm and won the game. Spotted that too late, didn't you? And here goes a chunk of Team 1 land spam facilities. Artillery landing just right in front of this position. Second Scathis online. YOLO coming in once again. Chicken is inbound. It's going to miss the YOLO. Oh, it might have been close to taking out the YOLO. There's 2 Scathi over there, to be fair, but still. Spam facilities still have not been fully knocked out. There's more to the north. Pants is just going to make Team 1 Seraphim's noob life annoying. More of them to the north. I didn't even notice these. Look at them all. Look at them all running around. Team 1 spam. Oh my, that's still a lot of ASFs. That's 400. Oh, and almost 500 bombers. Because why not? Oh, look, there's a donut. Is that a good idea? Probably not. Is he going to do it? Yes, he is.
Strategic launch detected.
It's just because of the ASF. Oh, I was going to say, please do not blow up your own stuff with a nuke, but it's not how that works. What? Okay. Look, shortest. I want to pause just for a brief moment. Shortest YOLO nuke ever, in the sense of, look how far away that is. That is not. I can zoom in. I can almost zoom in that far. I can zoom in this far, and it's still on screen. Look at that. Just absolutely no. YOLO's like, please go away. Oh, please tell me a couple of fervor survive. Oh, there's PD. Never mind. I was like, oh. Just one impacting a shield would be funny, but it did not. 1 hour, 11 minutes on the clock. The game still goes for 10 minutes. And Sarah from Newt's like, please just go away. Chicken coming in to take out some base. I feel like going over here would have been a lot better. The chickens could have gone to better places. Just Torps only wins the game. The Wiki, yep. I will hope that Sarah from Noob recognizes that as well. Czar is almost done. 1 hour, 12 minutes on the clock. Team 2 pushing back Team 1 on land. I mean, there's still a chicken running around, to be fair, but look at the non-existent presence here for Team 1 at this point. This thing is still alive. How is this thing still alive? I don't know, but it's still alive somehow. ASF's going in for the donut. Here comes the donut's demise. That's why I said it was not a good idea. And insta-dead. Didn't even get to do anything. Did not even get to do anything. Chicken to die over here. Crab now online. Second crab, third crab. Yeah, I feel like that chicken could have easily just stomped its way forward. Same thing with the YOLO. The chicken died here. You extrapolate the line of the way that it traveled. If it went this way, it would have been pretty close to the shielding. I don't know if it would have been able to be close enough, but it would have been close. Oh, here comes another YOLO. Looks like they're going to reclaim that donut. I think this is just a how much time can we waste? Is it we waste Seraphim Noob's time at this point? And nothing else in chat from anybody. Just like, you know, how long can we make the game go? How long can we just keep the game going before either we just give up or somebody else gives up? Tort Bomber's running around for you. Do not tell me he wins by Tort Bombers on Seraphim's comm. That would be just the antithesis of anticlimactic. Oh, it could. It might be climactic. Who knows? Make eye someone somewhere. T3 Seraphim Naval Headquarters is the target. Barely takes a hit in that barrage. Again, single target. Accuracy on board Scathai are not great. They're good for a nice little AoE blasts, but nothing too crazy. Chicken Online takes out some more remaining P-Gens for Team 2. Some more P-Gens over here. YOLO comes in, takes out the everything else over here. Yu makes it out of there. He was standing there. Now he's over here. Pants is over here. He's on a transport. There comes another nuke. Oh, please don't tell me you're going there. Is he just going to sit? He's really just going to try to put himself in the corner of the map as much as possible. Oh, please tell me Team 1 notices him. No, they don't. Okay. I thought they would. Nuke is inbound. And all those SACUs. Oh, not great. There goes the eco for Pants. I don't think he's going to financially recover from this. Another. It's just still running around doing damage. The chicken is almost dead. 172,000 mass that chicken. Chicken did very well. It did very well. And Team 2 has pretty much kicked Team 1 out of their main landmass. Incredible. Incredible at this point. Oh. Oh, Awasa's still fine. Look at that. Looks like a chicken came in from Team 2's U. Oh, he went the south way. He didn't go the north way. He took out one of the Scathai. I don't think he's going to get the second one, but he's going to get at least one of them. Oh, P-Gens. Oh, he might. Oh, he got the second one. He got both of them. Look at that. Granted, there's still a huge hill to climb. Great grab on that chicken. 67,000 mass killed. Killed two of those annoying Scathai in the game. Nice grab there. Takes out most of the SMDs as well. So Team 2 had a new... Well, okay, to be fair, there's an SMD there. But still. And Team 1 Bombers just getting eradicated by flak. And there's some T2 Tort Bombers to assist. Actually, some of them just hitting land at that point. And the land experimental looks like it might just get denied by that YOLO. But nice grab there from you, though. Nice grab. Ion Storm running around, not really hitting anything. Probably should have put it right there. But 1 hour. Okay, there's the comm. Pants is now shifting back southward. He's trying to reclaim his ancestral home. He's going to get spotted by Team. This is going to just be interesting how everything else shakes up. Are the battleships? No, the battleships are down here. Are they just like running around at this point? They're just moving around the map. We still have them engineers over there that built those crabs. Labs running around. Mantis running around. Tort Bombers running around. YOLO is still operational. Please tell me there's a secondary one somewhere. Or a Paragon or something. Third Scathus has been started with the wreckage of the old one. Actually, a lot of the mass from the first one was actually knocked out. Oh, there's some more SACUs. Are they surviving? Yeah, it looks like they're surviving. And it's just YOLO spam, YOLO spam, YOLO spam. And Nuke's going to land up here next. And they're still fleeing those SACUs. Pants is going to move just in case. Oh, please tell me you have spy planes just following the comm at this point. He's not. Okay, never mind. You have spy planes sitting in the middle of this base, somehow not dead. Well, they were sitting, I think, at some point. Team 2's U has grabbed mexes on Team 1's side of the map. This is the ending to this game is very weird. It was a very roughly normal sentence bar the transporting comms earlier on kind of thing. But, yeah, 1 hour and 19 minutes on the clock here. I'm going to speed it up to 3 at this point because there's only so much of this I can take. Water a bit cold, says you. Bombers inbound. Have they found the comm? Nope, they went after the transport. They found the comm of Pants. That's a dead comm for Pants. 1 hour and 19 minutes on the clock. It is now a 1v1. It is you for Team 2 versus Sarah from Nuke of Team 1. Another YOLO is outbound. Okay, just take a look at the incomes. Team 1, or I should say Sarah from Nuke, 670. Team 2, or you, at 500. 1 hour, 20 minutes. This is a very weird game, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very weird game. Too much HP, says you. What is he talking about? Too much HP in what regard? Ground fire with Awasa, too much HP. Oh, for ground firing. Okay. I was like, what is he talking about? Is Sarah from Com still here? He's still here. He's still moving. Oh, looks like Awasa tried to come in and help, and it just didn't work. 1 hour, 21 minutes on the clock.
Strategic launch
He was
detected.
like, yes, I'm still here. Hello. Fully that you. Why haven't you ended it to 1 hour, 1 game? Just end the game, I think is what you was just thinking about. He's like, just end it. Just leave. And he's like, no, I want to win. Go away. You leave. Chicken is inbound. Chicken go north. Chicken go... Oh, chicken didn't go north. T2 Twart Bombers inbound. Not going to help on land. Corsair's coming in to assist. Chicken's still up in the higher yellows. Now we just have SACs being wiped out by a land experimental. They're not even stopping him at this point. If it's one, why don't you control K then? I think he's probably thinking that's not the point. I will reply to you in 5 business days in accordance with your response time. It's just giving each other a hard time at this point. Another YOLO kaboom takes out a couple more SACs up there. It's just a weird, weird game. 1 hour, 23 minutes. We're nearing the end. We are nearing the end of the conflict. I mean, it was pretty obvious at like 50-something minutes that Team 1 was going to win. But this is just... How much time? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yu's got to get on land. He has a shield. He has 8,000 hit points. Needed to invest in that 25,000 hit point heavy shield. Twart Bombers are spamming in. There goes the shield immediately. There goes the HP, and there goes the comm, destroying almost all of them in his explosion. 10 hours to find the ACU, says you. I wouldn't say 10 hours, but it was definitely a while. Team 1 wins the game. And that is the game, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely probably a slog for the remaining players, especially Seraphim, you, Pants, and Luigi. Just a slog at one point. But MVP for me, the game not breaking at this point with all of the just nonsense. I don't know. I have no idea who to give MVP at this point. I really, really don't. So let me know in the comments who you think gets MVP. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully everybody has enjoyed, will enjoy. Actually, well, will would be future tense. Well, I guess no, because I'm recording it before Christmas. So hopefully everybody will enjoy, is enjoying, has enjoyed their Christmas, New Year's, whatever time of the year, decade, century you're watching this video. Thank you so very much for watching to, of course, the very end of it. And I will see all of you in the next one.